Never in a million years did I think I was ever going to have to make a video on LeBron James buying the Red Sox, simply because if you take a look at this picture right here, I thought he was a Yankees fan. So I'll go ahead and talk about that, as well as Francisco Lindor hitting his first home run as a New York Met. That is going to be so much fun to talk about. And then also Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is looking fantastic after he slimmed down. He lost 40 to 50 pounds over the offseason. He went 4 for 4 yesterday, including a triple. You do not want to miss it. But I do want to say that over half of you are not subscribed. So if this is your first time on the channel, or you're just coming back from recommended videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. But either way, Shohei Ohtani is going deep yet again. This is not deja vu. This is not a repeat clip. He hit a monumental 462-foot bomb to dead center off the 2020 Cy Young winner, Shane Bieber. Now, one note I do want to make is that Shane Bieber was not helped by his defense. Amed Rosario, the former shortstop for the Mets that we got in the trade for Francisco Lindor, is no longer playing shortstop. He committed 3 errors in his first game as a center fielder. Now, luckily for Ahmed, Shane Bieber understands that it's spring training. He's brand new to the position, so he tracked him down after the game and he said, hey, keep your head up. What you're doing is not easy, and I love that. Shane Bieber, I'm hoping that he's part of the Cleveland baseball team for the next forever. If he goes to a different club, I'm gonna lose my mind. The Mariners are gonna be so exciting in the next few years. I can't wait to see how good their prospects are going to be in the big leagues. We have Julio Rodriguez turning a single into a double. Look at this guy. He says, no, I will not be stopped. I am going to take this extra base. And also, he hit his first home run of spring training. And then in the same breath, talking about the Seattle Mariners, not only is Julio Rodriguez raking right now, Jared Kelenic, he's been out the last few days because of an injury to his knee, I believe. He is going to be back, and he returns today. God, that combination is so lethal. So if you're here for the LeBron James news, I want to go ahead and talk about it right now. So he bought a small ownership in the Boston Red Sox. Now, again, he's been a Cleveland Indians fan. He's been a Yankees fan. I always thought that he was a big-time Yankees fan, but I guess when you buy stake in the Red Sox, maybe you care more about the business side of things than your own personal interest, which a lot of people would respect, and a lot of people would just say, hey, it's an easy meme. I'm going to clown on him. But I do believe that this is going to benefit the game of baseball as a whole, because like I mentioned, Ken Griffey Jr. is in the commissioner's office. His job is to grow the game of baseball. And now that LeBron is buying stake in a big league club, the Boston Red Sox, one of the more historic franchises in sports, to me, this signifies that baseball is not going anywhere. LeBron, who is a very good businessman, he is seeing that the game of baseball is being propped up by Mookie Betts. Yes, Mike Trout doesn't speak a lot, but he is a once-in-a-lifetime player. Fernando Tatis Jr., Ronald Acuna Jr., Aaron Judge, and Juan Soto's in that conversation. I'm just really excited as a baseball fan, because whether you like LeBron or not, this is a great day for the game of baseball. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you like this? Do you hate LeBron? And because you hate LeBron, you don't care about what he does, even though it's somewhat boosting up the game of baseball. And that's all I care about. When I retire from YouTube, I hope that I left behind a legacy that made baseball just a little bit more fun and a little bit more accessible. That's my goal. Get rid of blackouts, market the players more, and then my job will be done. So I think LeBron, he's going to be down for those causes. 2 players I want to talk about because we haven't brought them up one time in the spring training recaps. We have Ty France of the Mariners hitting an absolute bomb after breaking out in 2020 with the 133 OPS plus in 43 games. Now, he's not going to be a 40 home run guy, but he can be very productive, and I'm excited to see what he does in the next season. And then Akil Baddoo, who wasn't even someone that you would pay attention to 3 weeks ago, he's up to 3 bombs, 7 RBIs. He has 8 walks to 7 strikeouts, which is a fantastic sign. He's kind of giving off a Jose Ramirez vibe. I love his swing. So it's going to be a competition between Jacoby Jones, Victor Reyes, Robbie Grossman, Nomar Mazara, Riley Green, and Akil Baddoo. They can't play all of them, so it might be a carousel for the Tiger outfielders. Manny Machado, I don't really like him. I mean, I'm starting to grow on him a little bit now that he's on the Padres, and he's just having fun and playing the game of baseball. When he was with the Dodgers, his attitude did not vibe well with me, but he's making bare hand plays, he's playing the game right, and he's starting to win me back just a little bit. Let me know what you guys think of Manny Machado going into 2021. And then also, this has nothing to do with personality, but this really has everything to do with self-motivation. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. went 4 for 4 with 2 doubles and a triple, and to be honest with you guys, he looks fantastic. Now, he's always going to be a little bit thicker in my opinion. He is by no means skinny, but he does look trim, and he looks like he's running a little bit better, which in turn, I believe that he's going to be playing better defense at first base. So when you put all that together, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. might have his breakout season, and I don't think the baseball world is ready for that because we're on the Fernando Tatis Jr. and Juan Soto and Ronald Acuna Jr. train. Vlad Jr., he's not gone just yet. So Clayton Kershaw did not have his best day in the office. Colton Wong hit his first home run as a member of the Brewers. And then we have Luis Urias hitting a home run. I hope that he pans out because that trade for Trent Grisham, it does not look good so far. I mean, that trade just in general was just not good for the Brewers. Trevor Bauer came in after Clayton Kershaw, and he was fantastic. So you have two Cy Young Award winners going back-to-back in the same game. That's kind of crazy. Bauer did give up a few runs, but at one point he had 5 straight strikeouts. And then one note I do want to mention, Cody Bellinger, just like Javier Baez a few days ago, has changed his stance, and it looks like Bryce Harper's stance. Javier Baez, the same exact stance as Bryce Harper. Now Cody Bellinger, because both of their issues with Javier Baez and Cody Bellinger is that they strike out a little bit too much and they don't take as many walks. Maybe with this open stance and less aggressive approach, they're able to keep their head steady. And Cody Bellinger said he felt great. His shoulder is feeling fantastic. So if Cody Bellinger breaks out yet again, it might be because of this new stance. All right, let's get it over with right now. Pete Alonso hit a home run, and so did his buddy, Francisco Lindor. Let me just say this right now, crystal clear for everyone to see. Francisco Lindor was born to be a Met. I believe that he would look pretty good in a Dodger uniform, but the way that the orange and the blue just fits his body, that sounds a little sus, but to me it makes perfect sense. He was born to be a Met. He looks so good in that uniform, and the fact that he's now getting comfortable enough to say that he's the best shortstop in baseball, he's hitting bombs. I fully expect Lindor to be an MVP candidate this year, and same with Pete Alonso. They have so many good players in that lineup, and then Jacob deGrom, in 9 innings of spring training ball, he has 1 run, 1 walk, and 16 strikeouts. Why did I pick you, Darvish, to win the Cy Young this year? Come on, man. He's the Mike Trout of pitchers. Jonathan Loaisiga, or Logasiga, I don't know how to say his last name. He is a member of the Yankees. I like to call him Jonathan Lasagna, but he is breaking out with almost 9 innings of 0 runs, 0 walks, and 7 strikeouts. He is proving to the Yankees that he can be a solid relief pitcher going into 2021. Clint Frazier went liftoff. Mike Tauchman had a home run as well. The Yankees are firing on all cylinders. I believe they've won 7 games in a row. You guys might have to correct me in the comment section down below, but I'm pretty sure they're on a 7-game winning streak. So watch the heck out for the Bronx Bombers. They are not messing around. I want you all to take a look at Joe Musgrove's nasty curveball and tell me he is not practicing sorcery. Slow it down. Slow it down. What in the heck is that? I'm really glad I quit baseball because I'm not hitting that anytime soon. And then Dylan Cease of the Chicago White Sox, to me, has one of the highest ceilings in all of baseball. He could win a Cy Young in the next 10 years if he figures out his command. In his spring debut, he had 3 innings, did not allow a single run or a single walk. A great sign. His command could be in order going into the next season, and that excites me. And then last but not least, 2 studs I wanted to talk about, or maybe a former stud, in Evan Longoria. He had 2 home runs, and let me just say this right now for all the young guys that think Evan Longoria or Albert Pujols, they're just old farts. Let me just say, in his first 4 years of baseball, Evan Longoria racked up 28 WAR. That is Hall of Fame stuff. If he plays well over the next 3 or 5 years, because he's 33, maybe 34 years old, if he plays well up until he's 38, this guy could be a Hall of Famer. And then Marcelo Zuna, he had an absolute nuke yesterday, completely out of the ballpark. It has not landed yet. And I want to ask you guys, do we think that he's going to be in the Triple Crown race yet again? Because he almost won it last year. All right, everyone. Well, that does it for today's MLB recap. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your opinions on everything that we talked about with Lindor, the fact that he could be an MVP candidate, LeBron James buying a stake in the Boston Red Sox. I like it, even though LeBron James, as a person, maybe you don't vibe with his morals and his political views. It's fine. I totally understand that. Everyone is subject to their own opinion. But from a baseball perspective, this is fantastic. Thank you for watching. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you guys later.